Hello. Okay, so here we go with a review for the Shozy Form 1.1. I had an unboxing video that got deleted. I can't find it anywhere. So nothing really to see in the unbox. This is the box they come in. Little, I guess it's magnet. Yeah, a little magnetic flap opens up. This thing's kind of a pain to get open because it started to rip on me when like it's doing right now when I pull it out. Let's see if I can get that out there real quick. I don't know if you guys even care about this, so sorry if I'm wasting your time, but inside this box, so it was this box, and this inside of here, right? And then there's a little plastic baggie, because in the plastic baggie was the cable and the tips and all that inside of here. So I kind of like this. I respect this. So, you know, a lot of manufacturers, now I got the tin hi-fi over here. So you can see the difference in the box and how thick and heavy this is. And inside, there's a lot of other stuff. You know, this is stuff that's going to end up in landfill for most people. Me, I'm selling the tin hi-fis, so it's going to get, someone else is going to get it. They're going to get the unboxing experience. It's going to be nice. I prefer this kind of packaging. And in fact, I don't even like this inner box. I just assumed this had been in there and that was it. I feel like it's much less wasteful. I prefer this really simple packaging. So anyway, Shozy Form 1.1. Did I go? I went the wrong way. I really like this little case. I really like it. Simple, but it fits in my pocket. It's tiny. It came with a bag of tips like all of them do, and it had these foam ones on. I left them in here because I was kind of doing some testing. I ended up not really liking them. I've got these tips that on here that I really like. So let's start with, here's the IEM, okay? And I hope you guys are seeing that okay. That's the nozzle, right? And it's a MMCX connector. And getting into, let's talk about a couple things. So first off, I love this cable. I saw the cable and I was like, I kind of like copper cables. I like the way they look, you know. And it's got nice connectors on it. I like the shiny metal connectors. I like things that look like metal instead of like plastic made to look like metal. And I like these ear loops a lot. These kind of ear loops, they fit my ear really well and hold things in. But I really fell in love with this cable after using it for a while. It's, you know, it's some copper cable. I don't know, maybe it's OFC. I have no idea, but it's just it's covered with this black material. And what I found is that it doesn't tangle easily at all. It comes undone easily because you know, like you get it and it's got the little wrapper thing on it. But I hate those little wrappers because they're Velcro and they start catching on your clothes and stuff. So I always take those off and get rid of them. But when I roll this thing up, you know, and shove it in the case, I just do like that. And when I take it out, it comes out and there's no tangle, no mess, you know. It's just like right away. It doesn't catch my clothes at all. It doesn't bother my skin at all. It's very comfortable. So I really like this cable a lot. In fact, I thought if I ended up selling these, I think I'd keep this cable and just throw another one in the box or something. But I've determined I'm keeping these. I don't think I'm selling these. I've got a chart that I've done on these, and when I post the video, I'll post that chart as well. And for me, these beat the tin hi-fi in most areas. Most areas. I found myself reaching for these when I wanted to listen to songs naturally. Like if I had the tin hi-fi and the Shozy Form 1.1 on my desk, and I'm going to tell you, even the Blonde, if I had those here, which I did a lot, this is what I was reaching for. Just like subconsciously, I grabbed this and I go, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be testing the tin hi-fi. Well, wait, let me listen to from this first, right? Or I'd swap back and forth. And I just really like the sound of these. I can't explain it to you, but, well, yeah, I can. Sure, I can. I really like the sound of these. They have a very realistic sound, and sounds the way it's supposed to sound. To my ears and to my memory, right? I saw Led Zeppelin in concert. I know I'm dating myself. I was a young teenager. I was like 15, and they were like my favorite band. And it was their last concert in the United States, and we got tickets somehow, me and my friends, and talked our parents into driving us there and letting us go into a day on the green in Oakland and watch Led Zeppelin play. And it was freaking amazing. That's all I can say. But there's a couple of songs they played, and I remember that feeling of the cool air kind of blowing through over the crowd down on the green, and the sound of the song, how it sounded, how it felt, and it was just amazing, right? Listening to Jimmy Page up there on the guitar on Celebration Day, or Rain Song, right? And when I played these, it was weird. I kind of sat up like straight, and I was like, oh my god! A little breeze came in my window when that song was on with these on, and I swear to God, I was back there again. It was the strangest feeling, and I haven't really had that happen with some of the other IEMs, right? I mean, it felt like that's how it sounded. That memory came back to me. So that was the first sign that these were special. I listened to a lot of jazz, and I like jazz because, well, number one, I just love jazz. My uncle was a professional jazz musician. He played trumpet, and he actually played with Quincy Jones back in the day. And I used to go watch him play at nightclubs, and I always loved watching him. He was really good on the trumpet. And so I know what a trumpet kind of should sound like, I guess you could say, and clarinet and jazz drum, that kind of thing. And so I really enjoy that music. But what I find is that a lot of jazz music is recorded really well. And a lot of jazz musicians are kind of the higher level musicians when it comes to music. Like, they're the people who are, knowing this from my uncle and the people he hung out with and how they talked about music. Jazz music was, these guys aspired to be the best they could possibly be, right, with their instrument. Like, jazz was what they aspired to from other things they were doing. At least that's what I learned from them. And that it was the top of the game to be a great jazz musician. So, like, I like Miles Davis is one of my favorites. As far as vocals, I like Diana Krall a lot. And I find that a lot of the jazz musicians, their drummers are really exceptional. So listening to that, treble, listening to cymbals, splashes, cymbal crashes, triangles, all sorts of different drummer tools, right? Sound very realistic, right? These had a very good detail. Treble was good. I'm not gonna say it was great, but it was good. It was really good. Bass was exceptional on these, or is exceptional, not was. And in fact, I had to keep playing with the tips because the bass was too strong. It was overriding into the mids and even blowing away some of the high end. It was just like kind of masking everything. So these tips I've got in here right now, these kind of double flange tips, I don't even know who makes these, but they kind of leveled that out, so the bass was still very strong. Like, I could feel it, really feel the bass, yet I still had good detail and highs in the treble. And voices are very realistic on this. Guitar, very good on this. Piano keys, very good on this. So for me, at $74.99, I've been in this hobby for a lot of years, and I never done videos before, reviewed before. It's just one of those things that kind of happened. I started doing it, and because I thought I had some good information to give, or something someone might want to hear. I don't know. Actually, I was watching some other reviewers. Like, there's this one guy, was it Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews, and I freaking love that guy's videos. And I feel like his ear is very similar to mine, because the things that he talks about are things that I also can hear, and the things he's wrecked that I've bought, they sound exactly like he described it to me. So, and I think that's actually an important point to make. If you're looking at reviews to decide whether to get something or not, or what to get, find a reviewer who talks about music, talks about sound, and that when you buy something that they've wrecked, it sounds right to you. It sounds like they said it did. And because that means a couple things, right? It means that their hearing is a lot like yours. So you can kind of rely on what they're saying, and that when you order the product, it's probably going to sound very similar to you. the thing about sound and the way we hear, right, is that it's, you know, it's dependent on the shape of your ear and the quality of your eardrum, and you know, your age. A lot of things come into the play with that, but also how your brain interprets the sound, right? Because really the ear is just sending a signal over your nerves into your brain, and your brain is doing the interpretation. So finding someone that has a similar lean to their way that their brain is interpreting music to you is important if you want to get reviews that are accurate and will allow you to buy things that sound the way you want them to sound. So anyway, that's kind of a tangent I'm going off on, but treble good, detail very good, because these have got a dynamic driver and a BA, an armature driver, right, in there. And those armature drivers are really good at doing high end. They're not so great on bass, but they're really good at high end. So with that dynamic driver and that coupled together, you're going to want to play with tips. So if you get this, you're going to want to try different types of tips. Try what comes with it. You know, if you're watching this video, probably you've got other IEMs, right? You're probably in this hobby just like the rest of us. So you probably have bags of tips laying around for other IEMs. Swap things in and out, test it. The better seal you get in your ear for these will create a deeper bass. And in fact, if you get too much of a seal, if it's too good, the bass could override. So you want to, so if you put these on and you put a tip on, you're like, it's all bass, I don't hear anything else. Swap down a different tip, maybe one that's a little stiffer than this or a little bit smaller than the one you had on there, right? And then try it again, because these, once you get the tip right, these things deliver. I mean, the music's very realistic and it's fun. And the thing is, that's not fatiguing, right? Some of the IEMs, like the 10 Hi-Fi, almost every single one of them are fatiguing. Like after you listen to them, you know, the most I can go is like half an hour, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta take a break, because I don't, it's too much. I don't like it, right? Whereas with this, I could listen to it for a long time. I fell asleep with them on a couple times. They very relaxing, very nice sound signature, and I definitely recommend these at this price without any problem at all. I would, even if you were a family member calling me up and going, dude, what IEM should I get? I got $100 to spend. I would just say, order the Shozy, the Form 1.1s. You can't go wrong. You're gonna love them. The cable's great. The case they come in is great. The quality of the sound is excellent. You know, and the thing is now is that IEMs are getting better and cheaper, right? I paid probably a couple $100 for IEMs a few years ago that these completely blow away, right? These are like, if I had heard these a couple years ago, I went, oh, these are like $400 or $500 at least, maybe $600. But now, no, they're like the low end $74, you know, IEM, but yet they sound fantastic. So yeah, I wreck these. You cannot go wrong with these. And that's it. I hope this review helped you out. Thanks.